Good day. For our final requirement in personal psychology, we are going to interview the HR manager of Clever Learn English Language Institute. So, what is Clever Learn English Language Institute? It is a fast growing international school based in the Philippines with offices in various countries across the world. Clever Learn is an American owned ESL school, and it was founded in 1999 in Santa Monica, California, USA. It started its Philippines operations here in Cebu City at Ramos campus in 2005, and they have expanded to Mactan, Cebu on June 2006. Its primary goal started with the sole purpose of building confidence in communication with the use of the English language to non-English speaking international students.
Clever Learn English Language Institute offers various courses and services, and their main program is their ESL program, which includes General English program that focuses on building confidence in communication with the use of English language. And the other sub-programs are General English Junior, English for Toddlers, General English Semi-Intensive, Intensive English, Academic English, Exam English, Advanced English, Aviation English, and Medical English.
Aside from their ESL program, they also have various courses such as caregiving, which provides comprehensive training to produce certified live-in caregivers, and call center training, which aims to produce competitive call center agents.
Clever Learn English Language Institute also provides a place to stay for their ESL students at Clever Learn Residences. This serves as a second home for their ESL students. The rooms are fully air-conditioned with cable TV, hot and cold shower, and free Wi-Fi internet connection. Clever Learn Residences amenities includes minibar, ticket assistance, laundry assistance, 24-hour security, pool, and fully air-conditioned study areas. Their friendly service will surely make your stay worthwhile.
Good afternoon, Miss Queenie. We're third-year psychology majors from Cebu Doctors University. I'm Marika Arabis.
I'm Nomi Larino.
I'm Cristale Toledo.
And I'm Aika Nishizawa. The purpose of this interview is to enhance our knowledge on the various HR functions of this company, Clever Learn English Language Institute.
Now that we have formally introduced ourselves, we will now proceed with the interview proper.
So, could you briefly describe your recruitment process?
Our recruitment process started from a request coming from the department, and then a specific department, and then they are asked to fill up an MRF form, which is manpower request form, and then they will submit. No, they have to let the department head sign it, and then after that they have to submit that to HR. And then we will be posting that online, or we will be using some other post ad mediums in order to broadcast the hiring. That's it.
Okay, so how do you encourage employees to be productive?
Encouraging or motivating employees how to be productive is that, of course, by giving them the right benefits that they deserve, by empowering them, by training them. So in that way, they feel motivated to work and become more productive.
How do you retain employees if their positions are also needed by your competitors?
Actually, if we really have a very good employee, of which we also need their their skills and talents, of course, there will be negotiations along the way as to how much they're going to earn with other companies, and then we will meet both ends. I guess it's more on the deal. It's more on that, on how we make a good deal for that particular employee to stay.
How do you manage problems on tardiness or absenteeism?
Well, aside from we keep track on their attendance, and we make sure that they, for tardiness, they make sure that they have to come on time. We also give incentives for those who come early. And then in that way, absenteeism or tardiness will be minimized. So there are incentives along the way. However, there are also some, you know, they have maybe they have other options because we have two types of employees here. We have full-time and part-time. For part-timers, we cannot, of course, force them to always be on time. However, they know also the consequences of it because we have to deduct some parts of their salary if ever they will be here late. So, um, one strategy that we have also to avoid it, of course, is that we make sure that proper disciplinary action has been taken once they have, especially if they have consecutive lates and absences.
Um, have you had any cases of sexual or and non-sexual harassment? How did you deal with them?
So far, none. But if there are cases like that, I guess we also will be supplemented not only by the employee's manual or the company manual, but also we have labor code to support that. We also have other legal resolution to that.
Have you had a case where an employee had bad performance? How did you go about improving their performance?
When we speak of bad performance, it is expected actually. There are really some who didn't perform well in their specific jobs, and that is basically the reason why we have to have timely performance evaluation. We do it here for the regular employees. We do it like twice in a year, and then for probationary employees, we did it twice before they will be regularized so that we can make first, second assessment before we will give them the third and final assessment so that we can gauge whether they are really for regularization or not. And speaking of bad performance, so we make sure that our evaluation is right, and we don't encourage biases as to the supervisor and employee relationship. And then we also made sure that once the employee failed our expectations, they will also undergo some series of the need improvement period so that they can also prove themselves into those aspects that they are not doing good, but not really all the elements there in the performance evaluation they're bad at all, but sometimes it always goes to the final result of the evaluation. That's where we can eventually say that they're not performing well for that particular period.
How do you deliver feedback? Can you provide an example? Let's say the performance appraisal. How do you?
Yeah. We always do feedback. Once the evaluation is already set or scheduled, I make sure that I have to be there to sit down with the appraiser and the appraisee so that I can be the middle person, and if ever there will be some issues that will arise along the way as they do the feedbacking, I can also mediate. So it's going to be a threesome thing always when there's feedback.
How would you describe the management philosophy in this company?
Actually, our main slogan in this company is that to show that we really care about not only about our student, but we also care about our employees. So our philosophy always boils down to not only for the economic satisfaction of the company, but also the satisfaction of our employees and of course our students.
Is there a complaint system? How do you deal with it?
Complaint system. Actually, um, when we say complaints, it depends. It varies actually what type of complaint is that. Sometimes they will complain about the computation of their wages and salaries and how they are deducted, things like that. Or they're complaining about how the superiors deal with them. So I guess that varies depending on the situation. So in dealing with that, of course, I make sure that I have to have the capacity to manage conflicts. So I make sure that diplomacy will prevail, and of course, justice will prevail in this company.
How HR department contributes in growth and satisfaction of the employee.
Okay, so again, naturally, human resource department is the one who takes care of the welfare of the employees. Therefore, it is not just a tall order for us to do, making sure that we had been firm and fair in giving services to the employees, but we also make sure that the programs of human resource are humane enough to meet the demands and the needs of our employees.
How you take disciplinary actions of the staff who fail to meet the requirement or their responsibilities.
Okay. We always follow what we call as due process. So once a particular department reported a certain employee's grievances, so what we call it as like problems and issues in a particular department, for a particular employees or group of employees, then they have to let us know about it here. And then what we will do is that we require them to submit incident report, and then after that there will be investigations to be conducted. However, if there are just cases or are just, it's not that grave at all, so like for instance, habitual absences, so what we will do is that we'll issue them notice to explain, to give them, of course, the right to defend themselves. So it's like there's always a due process along the way, so they have to answer the notice to explain, and then after that I will analyze whether that particular reason is valid or not. If not, of course, we will go through the next process, of which I need to consult the disciplinary board on what we should do about it.
Do you have any social activities for the employees?
Yes, of course. We make sure that we have monthly activities, human resource activities, and we also practice here the monthly party for employees and students.
Has your company ever had any layoff in the past 2 years?
I don't think so, because when I joined the company last year and when I tried to dig on the record, I haven't seen that so far.
What are the different training programs offered in your company?
Okay. We of course have different trainings to cater the needs of a specific department or to cater the needs of a particular group of employees. For instance, for the hotel department, they need to be trained on customer service, on how to handle for front office and how to handle calls. And for managers, we have to train them for leadership training. And just recently, we did financial management as well. And then we also have trainings for our teachers. It's either in-house or outside training. So it depends on what exposure that is needed. For human resource, I'm preparing now for customer intimacy training, because that is basically one of our main goal, to be intimate with customer, intimate quote unquote, huh? Because there are a lot of meaning for intimacy.
Other than government mandated benefits, what other benefits do you offer to your employees?
Aside from those incentives, we give incentives that is not mandated by, like, we give them, what's this? What incentives particularly for teachers, Zell? Attendance incentive. Like, we also give, for the best team leaders. We also give incentive for best classroom, and I guess for now that's it.
What makes your HR department different or unique compared to other companies' HR department?
Oh, what makes it unique is always about, for me, being a human resource manager for quite some time, I must say that it's being strict in implementing policies, but at the same time you have to be fair and firm all at the same time. And at the same time also, I have to be compassionate to people. So it's not easy to put a balance in everything. However, I have to do that for me to have an edge over the other human resource practitioners, because as I have known, there are also some human resource departments in other organizations who seem to be inhuman. And that's one thing that I don't want to be like, you know. No. I make sure that I have to be fair with the management. At the same time, I also have to be fair with employees. It's not going to be the management say at all times, because I also have to stand the rights of our employees. And maybe because it is not only my passion, but I always make sure that in everything that I do, not only for human resource department, but to all, that I always make a difference in their lives. That's it. That's the only bottom line there. That's why I have an edge over the others. Bragging aside.
Okay, so that would be it. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I'm sorry if I can't have the video thing and all that.